Crisis on Two Equestrias by Rainbow Double Dash. Lunaverse, episode 27. Chapter 8 Magic Trick. The ice of silence gripped the two sets of doppelgangers. Didn't last once the two princesses were out of sight. Trixie's wagon was moving full speed ahead, nearly as fast as a pony could gallop. Oh, this is bad. Twilight panicked, hooves running to her mane in a nervous tick. Three of them, two Twilights and Luna's student, crammed into Trixie's wagon through the roof they had found could partially be folded and opened back, allowing them to see the great apparelled Trixie was leading down. Her own wagon, meanwhile, was sitting above them in front, horn glowing bright pink. She worked the mechanisms of her wagon to keep it moving. This is bad, this is bad. I don't believe we broke the element of magic. Twilight, calm down, Trixie cried. I am calm, the other Twilight said. I didn't break anything. No, I meant that one, Trixie continued, jabbing a hoof against Twilight that was Celestia stood. Look, it's easy. All we have to do is find where the element landed. The Everfree Forest is an area nearly 14,000 square miles in size, Twilight said as he rocked back and forth. The gem is what? Maybe 2 inches across? And it was cracked. You saw the crack, Trixie. It could be anywhere. It could be everywhere. How much of it do we need? What if we need different class modes? How much dust was scattered across the every floor? Trixie, what do we need? I never even touched the element. Trixie attended from what she said. Trixie doesn't understand why she has been drafted into this against her will. Not you! Twilight exclaimed, glancing up. Well, yes, you. This is going to get confusing. She pointed up. You're pink. Zena pointed to the Trixie that was closer to her. You're going to be blue, okay? Wrong! Both Trixies suggested at the same time. They glanced at each other as the cart bounced over a pothole. Both snorted and looked away. I'm Trixie, Liz's apprentice asserted. No, only Trixie is Trixie, the sage assistant insisted, grabbing a hoof. You're the visitor to this world. Yeah, but I'm better than you, so... Trixie's cart ground to a halt at that, throwing the passengers inside forward and against each other. It was several moments before they were able to disentangle themselves, clear of the driver. Trixie may not have the teachings of an alicorn, she said, throwing a hoof down her cowbird, but Trixie has worked for everything she has. Not had a hood or a silver platter. The Trixie in the wagon laughed. Right. You really think that Luna just hands stuff over. You think I have it worked. I don't think you have, Twilight said. Trixie turned to her. I have, she insisted. I didn't say she did, Twilight objected, pointing at Twilight. The Twilight from Luna's world cried out, throwing her hose in the air. In a moment, she pointed at her counterpart. You could be Twilight. This is your world. I'll just be Sparkle, and you'll be Trixie. She pointed at the pony as the driver's seat. Because this is your world, and you'll be... Don't you dare! The newly christened Sparkle paused for a moment, then grinned. Little Moon. I hate that name. Why? Trixie T asked. Vehemently opposed to her new name, Pony looked at Trixie. You were never a tease in school, she demanded. Lulu skipped my little moon every time your name was said. Tracy stopped for a moment, then her eyes widened. I remember that, she exclaimed. Well, it's been forever. Wait, so that one... Sparkle started pointing at Trixie. Got over something you weren't able to. And you call her... Shut up. Blue or Lila Moon, take your pick. Blue! Okay then. Trixie got her wagon moving again, after a long moment of every pony staring at every pony else. After several seconds, she began humming to herself. Glancing down at her counterpart, she did. Blue, blue, skits my loot. Shut up. Flies in the buttermilk, see if I you. Blue, blue, skits my... Fine! I'll be Lila Moon. Are we in an Everfree yet? Sparkle asked. Are there any manticores nearby? Can they eat me? Please? Tracy swiftly discovered that letting 3 ponies he had been drafted into service right with the wagon open was a bad idea. Even before they had reached Everfree, she had closed the awning, giving her peace and quiet from the 3 bickering mares in her wagon. More specifically, giving her peace and quiet from Lunamoon. Ooh, I hate her, Tracy said to herself, pushing her front hose together as they entered the Everfree Popper along a rough, natural dirt path. At this time of year, Everfree had no leaves on its tree, so the gnarled branches of the trees did little to block the light of the sun from making its way down and into the forest itself. Even with it being brightly lit, however, the Everfree still managed to look unnatural. Most notable was the complete lack of snow. The pagan side of Equestria may have dumped snow over the rest of the country, but the Everfree had not wanted snow, and the Everfree got the kind of weather that the Everfree wanted due to Pegasus weather magic having no effect on the region, which was, in fact, gigantic. How are you supposed to find a single shattered stone in here anyway? Trixie asked, throwing her hose in the air. I wonder if that was Princess Celestia's decision, or Princess Luna's. It was a dumb one anyway. She heard from her wagon. There's a popping noise from behind Trixie. As she started, turned just in time to see a teleportation bubble pop, and a unicorn in a brown cape now standing on top of her wagon. After a moment, she tapped her chest. Sparkle, she identified, trotting over and sitting down next to the Trixie's window as the wagon opened. Hey, don't teleport away again! Trixie's voice called out from within. She stuck her head out, looking around. I'm right here! Sparkle ejected, not looking. Lizman head whipped around to look glare at her. Sparkle glared back. I'm not going to run away again, she sighed. There'd be no point. Good, Lulu declared. Don't know what Luna was thinking, sending a wanted criminal along with us. Sparkle stiffened and turned to glare at Lulamoon, opening her mouth. After several moments, however, she shut it, turning back around. Leave me alone, she insisted, hunkering down. Lulamoon was guarded for a moment, looking regretful for some reason, before withdrawing back into the wagon. Not before shooting a glare at Trixie, however. Tracy returned it with full force, before looking at the unicorn that looked so much like the mare Tracy still, on some level, considered to be her greatest rival. Sparkle noticed it after a moment. What? Trixie bristled. So, Trixie still never heard how her counterpart defeated the Ursa Minor. She nodded with a wide smile. Sparkle's glare intensified. I'm not going to help you stroke your own ego. Trixie's self-worth, she corrected, raising one hoof, is more than sufficient. She's still secure. She's simply curious to see that is Lunamoon, send it flying in a great whirlwind. No. Does he charm it with the music of the spears and live at home? No. Perhaps she screwed the bear to, no, 4 times its size, and bade it to return from whence it came. No, Sparkle exclaimed, looking at Trixie and jabbing her hoof against her. You ran around like an idiot for 5 minutes before I could teleport back home. Tracy leaned away from Sparkle's hoof jabs, bristling at her using the term you instead of she. You're kidding, she started. Right. No, I'm not, Sparkle said, turning away and hunkering down once more. After a moment, she noticed a look from Trixie. Oh, all right, fine. It was more complicated than that. Lulu and her friend Raindrops distracted it, while I built up the energy to teleport it. She made a half-dozen illusions itself to keep it busy while she conjured up a storm cloud, and Raindrops made it bigger, then tried to shock the bear. That didn't work, so Lulu made her horn flash enough to blind it. Then she tripped and fell. The Ursa would have eaten it if I hadn't teleported her away then. Trixie stared at Twilight, eyes wide, before letting out a long groan looking away. I don't believe it, she exclaimed. Whole different universe. Student of an Alcorn princess. It's Trixie still playing second fiddle to Twilight Sparkle. Looks like it, she said absently. How do you think I feel? I graduated Luna's Magic Academy with perfect grade point average. I aced every single test. Homework was always on time. I graduated a year early. Luna herself was there to give me her diploma. But the element of magic chose her? Tracy scoffed. Sorry, she said. Her tone clearly indicated she was anything but. But Trixie does not feel much sympathy for you there. What? Trixie eyed Sparkle. Listen to yourself, Sparkle, she insisted, waving her front hands. Ooh, Twilight Sparkle. My life's so hard because I went to the princess's own academy. It was the top of my class. She set her hose back down, staring at the road in front of her. I may not have a diploma in my wagon. I may not have spell books, sighed Sparkle, but the great and powerful Trixie is a working mare. She's come far and she has in the world through her own sweat, blood, and tears. You think what I did isn't work? Sparkle demanded. You think that now the tests of the academy are like? I assume they involve paper, quills, and ink. Tracy said, glancing at Twilight. Tracy is not uneducated, but you don't know what it's like to be booed off the stage. Well, I bet you don't know what it's like to pull a 30-hour study session. Of course Trixie doesn't. Her talent is extraordinary, but it requires work and practice. Ever been in the middle of a trick and suddenly forgot how to do it while on stage? I think not. Wrong. I've had practical tests, and sometimes I forget what I'm supposed to do. Besides, all you have to do is live up to your crowd's expectations. You could just move to another town and things go bad. I haven't lived up to the expectations of Luna, my mother, and father, and... Tracy rolled her eyes. Trixie's grandfather was the greatest magician who ever lived. She said, I bet he lived in your world too. Who were the moon the magnificent? She sifted a little, moving her cape aside to show off her cutie mark. I had the same cutie mark he did. Try living up to that kind of standard. That's easy, Sparkle nodded. My voice and fire is the viceroy of Lake Tango. The title will go to my older brother, of course. I still grew up surrounded by nobility and royalty. There's, she sighed, my father never pressured me into anything. But there's still all history behind me, behind the Starlight family, and I failed it. She glanced at Trixie. I didn't even come up with the plan to get out the resident miner. I was just panicking. Trixie, Little Moon, is the one who came up with it. Tracy pursed her lips, even as she smiled inwardly. She knew that she, or counterpart, whatever, had been more instrumental than she had been led to believe. She focused on that happy thought as she watched the road in front of her. After a moment, she noticed the Sparkle eyes were still downcast. Trixie let out a long groan. We're not broken, she insisted. You worked hard at magic, but we're passed over because Trixie's counterpart got lucky. And Trixie herself. She is intelligent and charismatic and beautiful, worked her entire life to get where she is. But Twilight got lucky. Our counterparts were in the right place at the right time. So, the element of magic chose them. Sparkle scoffed silently. No doubt of the implication that Trixie could ever be an element. Trixie began to eject, then checked herself, sighing. Trixie's rivalry with Twilight, she said at length, should not extend to you, she supposes. The great and understanding Trixie, much to her own surprise, feels a measure of camaraderie with you. Thanks, Sparkle said, not immediately. I read the weighing Trixie's words carefully. She looked at Trixie. And I guess that for all you look like her, you're not Trixie. My Trixie. After a long moment, she extended a huff. Tracy regarded for several moments, considering, before finally reaching out one of her own hooves and tapping it to Sparkles. Could you just stop doing that? Twilight demanded Little Moon as he rifled through Trixie's wagon. I could, Little Moon said. However, she did not. The inside of Trixie's wagon was cramped, with most of the space devoted to hanging sundries, turning gears, chestfuls of various trinkets, and props for a magic show. Twilight didn't know much about stage magic, but she gathered there was enough here to put on a quiet performance. Little Moon didn't seem very interested in any of it, however. If I was her, she said aloud, where would I keep it? In some ways, Twilight was almost thankful to Little Moon, as her constant rifling was distracting, and that was exactly what Twilight needed right now. A distraction. Otherwise she'd keep thinking over the past day. Otherwise she'd keep seeing the element of magic shattering before her. Otherwise she'd keep thinking of the look on Celestia's face. Twilight exclaimed, turning around glaring at Little Moon. How are you so calm? Princess Luna looked at least angry with you as Princess Celestia was with me. Little Moon stopped what she was doing, and looking at Twilight. You think that's angry? She's got, please. I feel see a nice palace amongst other ponies, hers. Then you'll see an angry Princess Luna. Little Moon found a hidden compartment, stashed beneath her chest. It looked like a blank piece of wood, but Little Moon pulled it open and began pulling out the contents. Good. I was worried she was completely out of taste. Ah. She pulled out a glass bottle full of an amber-colored liquid and held it triumphantly. Monsieur Beaumont, Naturalis me cretier, she exclaimed to Neville, uncorked it and took a sniff. Das mal. Alcohol? Twilight demanded, stumbling forward, horn glowing. You're not going to get drunk. Send me to the sun if I'm doing this sober, Little Moon cowered, taking a long swig from the bottle. Not as long as he would have liked, however, as Twilight pulled it away from her. This isn't yours! She exclaimed. Well, is it yours later? You can't tell me what to do with it. Little Moon objected, though she didn't make an effort to get the bottle back. Probably she was worried about it breaking, not like certain other objects in recent memory. Twilight sighed, rubbing her head with one hoof. This is gonna be a long trip. Pick up. It'll make the time fly by. I don't drink. Then there's something wrong with you. Can at least get a buzz going. It helps me think. Twilight gave Moon her best look as he pointedly levitated the bourbon back into the secret compartment that Moon pulled it from, and then pointedly closed it and moved the chest he had been covering it back into position. Moon pouted. You're no fun. Twilight stomped forward. The element of magic is broken, she said, because of us. Why aren't you being more concerned? Don't you realize what could happen? Bad things, Luna responded. I get that, okay? I screwed up again. It's not exactly a new experience for me, little Miss Perfect. Stars above, though, what can I do about it? Her horn glowed as bright as she threw up a hoof. With a flash of light, a glowing blue rough outline of evergreen forest appeared in front of her. Look, this is the evergreen forest. This, she conjured a tiny ball of light, almost imperceptible, and threw it into the forest. This is the element of magic. How are we supposed to find it? I was asking that earlier. Yeah, I know. 40 billion square miles, you said. Twilight groaned, rolling her eyes. 14,000. 40 billion would make it larger than the surface of the planet by several orders of magnitude. I was being facetious. However big it is, we'll never find it, and that's assuming we even get to spend the rest of our lives looking. It's metaphors, it's science, and who knows what else. Or says, Twilight said absently. She probably wouldn't have, if she hadn't been looking at the precise duplicate for Trixie. Moon threw up her hooves. You make me sad, Twilight, she said, horn glowing blue as she took off her hat and shook off a few times. A journal came tumbling out ceremoniously, moved the chest aside, while she retrieved the bottle of bourbon from where it was hidden. So, if you'll excuse me, I'll go get a buzz going, see if Sparkle has anything useful in here, because other than that, I'm out of ideas. Twilight let out a long groan. Little Moon. Don't call me that! I know we agreed that she'd be Trixie and I'd be Little Moon, but don't actually call me Little Moon! Twilight ground her teeth together. She stomped over to Little Moon. I said, she said, horn glowing. She took the bourbon away from Little Moon. Not going to deal with you. Wait. She paused, considering. Little Moon tried to get the bourbon back, but Twilight held it out of her reach as she stared at the journal Little Moon pulled out. Wait, she said, turning around and opening up the wagon's top again, sticking her head out and the bourbon out. Sparkle! Her doppelganger looked back at her, eyebrows raising at the sight of the alcohol. Tracy, too, glanced at it, and her eyes widened. Where did you get that? She demanded, stopping her wagon and standing. That's Trixies! I know, I'll keep you away from Little Moon. Twilight said, letting it over Trixie, who grabbed it and held onto it protectively. She ignored Little Moon's second protest about her name, and focused on Sparkle. Do you still have all those books you took from the library? Sparkle considered for several moments before nodding. Olivia came aside, levitating out several books from the pocket inside. The magic of her pocket made them tiny cancel itself out as soon as they were out in the open. Yeah, why? It's research material. Between your journal and those books, we might be able to find a way to track down the element of magic. Sparkle stared at her, tilting her head to the side. My journal? She asked, before her eyes widened. You mean the one I forgot in Ponyville? My Ponyville? Twilight nodded, looking behind her and holding out a hoof. Starting from within the wagon, Little Moon hoofed it over. Twilight held it up, Sparkle's eyes glowing wider. There's something in there that could help, she cried, climbing forward and opening a book, rifling through it. A tracking spell. I used it to find the Ursa Meyer. She paused a moment and shook her head. It's not important. We can use this as a start. She flipped the journal around, showing off to Twilight. Twilight looked smiling widely. Well, this is really good. But it only works on living creatures. We need to modify it somehow to be able to detect the magic of the element of harmony. It'd help if we had a piece of it, Sparkle said, sighing as he crossed her hose in front of her. The gemstone, I mean. I don't think having the diadem would have helped any. Twilight shook her head. We could make do. You didn't have the piece of the Ursa Meyer after all, right? No, but I knew what I was looking for. A star beast. I had a book that had resident magical aura of every star beast with me, so I was able to attune the spell to that. We need to know the resident magical aura of the element of magic. I don't know what that is. Twilight admitted dejectedly. Soon I looked down. Maybe if I had a chance to study the elements today like I planned. Maybe we can use some pony who was recently in contact with the elements. Or better yet, who recently used them. Specifically, the element of magic. Twilight and Sparkle looked at that. Then to Twilight. It did to the wagon, where Little Moon was inspecting the hidden cavity in Trixie's wagon for more bourbon. She noticed that they're staring after a moment and frowned. Oh, what? I don't remember agreeing to this, Little Moon said, standing in the middle of a magic circle that Twilight and Sparkle had drawn into the ground. She raised on hoof, looking like she was ready to bolt in that moment. In fact, I'm having a difficult time remembering how you even got me here in the first place. Twilight pointedly, absent-mindedly, to the Little Moon's left as he examined Sparkle's journal, comparing it with several other books that Sparkle had procured from her library. Little Moon looked, and saw a glass with about 2 shots of bourbon flowing into her untugged aura. See, but it seems to me I could just as easily drink this and not be in a magic circle. Shush! Twilight insisted. Indeed, Trixie needs to watch, Trixie said. She had a bourbon of her own, nearly the remainder of the bottle, still half full. Also, Trixie suspects you have a drinking problem. I do not have a drinking problem. I just overcompensate because Luna is a teetotaler and wouldn't ever let me have any alcohol, and I only recently moved out of the castle. Okay, Twilight said, closing the book and spraying her hooves, hopefully stopping the argument before it began. If there's any trace of the element magic still in you, Little Moon, don't call me that. Did this to draw it out. Then we use that magic to find out where the element has landed. And that's it, right? Little Moon asked, taking another sip. I won't turn into some kind of naked bear, will I? What? No. Naked bear? Or something. I think Luna called it a hominin. Long story. Didn't happen to me. Happened to Lyra. She looked down at the magic circle, before draining what was left of the bourbon and levitating it back to Trixie. And fun times. I disagree. I enjoyed that episode. Hang on a sec. I want to see this. Little Moon closed her eyes, horn glowing. As he opened it again, they had a faint glow of blue to them, matching that of her horn. Here three mirrors stared. What are you doing? Looking at magic, Little Moon said, raising one hoof as she looked between Twilight and Sparkle. You two are really, really bright, by the way. She goes to Trixie, and that's weird. Seeing my own magic from this angle doesn't really work from magic mirrors, see, so... Sparkle blinked a few times. That doesn't look like a detect magic spell. It's not. Not really, anyway. Detect magic does detect unicorn spellcasting. This lets me look at all magic, Earth, and unicorn, and Pegasus, and everything else. It's how I've learned most of the spells I know. I just watched them being cast, learn how to duplicate them. Lyra called it playing by ear. Luna showed me how to do it, because I was terrible at learning magic from books. On top of the wagon, Trixie shifted uncomfortably, looking away dejectedly. Sparkle, too, had her head down in thought, looking somewhat embarrassed for some reason. Twilight knows both, but she decided to ignore them for a moment, as she focused on the spells she cobbled together. She had set her horn glowing lavender, as she focused on the lines of magic circles he'd drawn in the dirt. The circle itself wasn't really magical at all, but served as a useful focus, as lines forming a path for her to sculpt and shape her spell. The circle lit up as Twilight's magic poured into it, glowing bright lavender. Most of spare magic fell away from Twilight's horn, as well as sparks from the circle itself. Little Moon clicked her tongue into sight, but said nothing. Twilight focused her magical senses, so she could feel Little Moon in the circle. Magical being, her very core. She focused on that core, looking for something to get buried. There! Like a vein of gold hidden in ordinary rock, she found a magical presence completely different from that of Little Moon's. The presence was more entwined around Little Moon's very being, far more of that than Twilight had originally suspected would be there. More to the point, Twilight realized, the vein of magic seemed to extend away from Little Moon. Out of the magic circle and over to Trixie as well. Twilight's senses told her that Trixie's connection to the aberrant magic was tenuous at best. But what was it even doing there? All at once, she cast her senses inward. She found her own magical core. She found a similar vein of powerful magic entwined around her very self. So, this is what Princess Luna means when she says that Trixie literally is the element of magic. She realized, as with Little Moon and Trixie, the vein running through her extended out, and touched her dimensional counterpart. Tenuous, but present. More to the point, however, she noticed thinner threads from her to Little Moon to Trixie, and from Trixie to Twilight, and Sparkle, from Sparkle to Trixie, and Trixie to Little Moon, and Little Moon to Twilight and Sparkle. Enlightenment came naturally after that, and all at once she knew why the element had broken. You can't tell us apart, she thought. Not really. Little Moon and I, we have the exact same vein of magic, and we're connected to each other, then to our counterparts, then with all of us fighting over it. Twilight set the thought aside as she returned to her original task. There was far too much magic here for her to safely remove, but just focusing upon Little Moon, she was able to, extremely carefully, pull some of the magic away. Only the barest mote, hopefully, it would be enough. Taking in a sharp breath, she pulled the mote of magic away. She now focused on a different spell. This one was a bit more familiar, a conjuration mixed with a bit of divination. A mote of magic was sealed inside a clear, crystalline container, and she conjured out of nothingness. After a moment, the container pulsed a pinkish purple, then a beam of light shined from it, pointing north, through the Everfree and out of sight. Twilight broke into a smile, clapping her hands together as she ended her spell. It worked! She exclaimed happily. We can use this to find the element! Tracy glanced up from the wagon, and looking at the direction the light was pointing, which was off the path they had been following to the trees. Trixie's wagon is not meant to go off-road. She nodded. We'll follow the path for as long as possible. Oh, he said, nodding her head. She smiled a little. This is going to be easier than I thought. The pony stopped in her trot, staring at the beam of purple light that had shone from her, terminating her flank. Passed through the rocks, trees, and hills unhindered. But not her. It just stopped. What's this? She asked aloud, waving her hoof in front of the light. It didn't move. She tried to move out of the way, and the light followed her. Growling, her horn glowed bright as she lashed out at the beam, but her magic had no effect on the beam. Or rather, it did succeed at cutting out the beam for several seconds, but then it resumed again. She destroyed the light, but not the source of the light, which almost certainly Twilight or Trixie looking for their element of magic. The pony considered for a moment, before smiling brightly. The two had just given her a path to follow, a way for her to track them down. They made it easier for her to find them, and kill them in the most amazing fashion possible. This is going to be easier than I thought, she said with a smile, skipping through the Everfree and towards the light.